7,000 years ago, a man shot a rhinoceros. All because his 12 friends thought it was a fat unicorn. Why would one do such a thing? This phenomena can be defined as correspondence or agreement in form, trait, character, or manner to or with social cues. Its earliest research trials date back to 1951 in the distant lands of Pennsylvania, US of A. In the majestic lands of Swarthmore College in the US of A being had emerged who changed our ideologies on this concept. The man was Solomon Asch. Using a line judgment task, Asch put a lonely, unknowing, naive participant in a room with 7 Confederates. They had agreed in advance to what their responses would be. The real participant did not know and was led to believe that the Confederates were also real participants. Each person in the room had to state aloud which comparison line was most like the target line, and the answer was always obvious. The participant, lonely as he was, sat at the end and gave his answers. The experiment went on for 18 rounds. At the start, all gave the correct answers. However, after a few rounds, all the Confederates started to provide the incorrect answer. The participants corresponded for 12 out of the 18 times. What is this phenomena known as?
Well, we wanted to investigate the effects of age, gender, and environment in conformity. So that's what we did. We did around 3 experiments to find out the effects of those variables on conformity. We took a sample size of around 80 through purposive and convenient sampling. It wasn't easy, but it was fun to do. Well, in the first experiment that we did, we conducted a survey. Well, the true observation lied after the survey, wherein we presented the strangers with a weird handshake and wanted to see if or not they conformed to it. Alongside our experimenter, there were Confederates who were there to establish rapport with the strangers. Well, some of the questions that were asked in the interview were:
So, which school are you from? So, did you have any recent ICs or anything? So, you have your re-exams up as well? And how were your exams? Were they stressful? Were they not stressful? So, were you part of FES? Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much. That's it. Thank you.
and we did that exact same process again and again and again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then we did the same process with female participants.
Hi, can I take your 2 minutes for a survey? Which school are you from? Did you have any ICs recently? Did you have any fests? Were you part of any fest recently? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Interestingly enough, the female participants in this experiment conformed way less than men, and a majority of them did a regular handshake. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To conclude, about 80% males conformed, while only 20% females actually conformed, thereby testing our gender variable. Now moving on.
अरे लोग ही नहीं है यार इधर, ये है ही नहीं, बिल्ली है, सिर्फ बिल्ली घूम रही है.
Hi, excuse me. Can we have? अबे ये तो pro social behavior है.
To reconfirm the data from our previous experiment and to establish the role of the environment variable, we set up a plastic bottle which the Confederates would strike and then observe if strangers behind would do the same.
Interesting observations. All men, that is 10 on 10 confirmed, only one female, that is 1 on 10 females confirmed. And yes, the Confederates were going back regularly to hit the bottle. We can say thus far that males conform more in a similar environment, regardless of the setup.
In the next one, we went up to random people, posing as helpless souls, just asking for the time. But aha! We already knew what the time was. We just wanted to see whether they would whisper back in the same exact way as we did.
मेरा घड़ी बंद हो गया हाँ 6
टाइम
फोन डेड हो गया
ओके 6:05
थैंक यू टाइम बता सकते तू टाइम क्या हो रहा है
Them whispering back meant that they confirmed.
फोन इज डेड 6:08 6:12
अरे ये तो आंटी पहले मिले थे ना
कैन यू टेल मी द टाइम प्लीज
It's 6:13
थैंक यू
थैंक यू
6:60
थैंक यू
Oh, yeah, we did debrief the participants, asked them for their consent to be on camera, and asked them what their age was.
And as for the male participants,
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. आपको पता है क्या टाइम क्या हो रहा है?
6:20
अच्छा ठीक है। आपको पता है क्या टाइम क्या हो रहा है? अच्छा
हवा
अच्छा ठीक है। थैंक यू सर।
6-7 बजे
अच्छा ठीक है।
6:24
ठीक है। थैंक यू सर। आपको पता है क्या टाइम क्या हो रहा है?
टाइम
हाँ।
10 मिनट का
अच्छा
6:39
thank you so much.
टाइम
Thank you. 6:10. Thank you so much. 6:15. Thank you so much.
The results in this case pointed towards 5 on 10 males and 2 on 10 females confirming. However, when we looked further, we realized that the ages from 18 to 25 were the only ones who confirmed, thereby testing our age variable. In conclusion,
Hello, we are students from NMIMS Navi Mumbai here in Kharghar, and we are conducting a social experiment for our project.
So, we are conducting these experiments in public settings. What we are trying to test is the concept of conformity.
Conformity can be defined as reciprocation or correspondence in trait, manner, or character to or with social cues.
in this case, we approached you with our Confederates from our group and tried to interact with you by asking general questions or having a normal conversation.
Here, the experimenter engaged with you and the Confederates and expressed actions and manners which are non-normative in form and trait.
The participant, that is you, was proved to engage and was expected to conform and reciprocate back in a non-normative way, similar to how the experimental Confederates are doing.
The observation conducted was whether you conformed and reciprocated the non-normative manner and actions or not.
If you did repeat the action by being influenced by social cues and confederates around you, then we can say that conformity has happened.
We believe conformity occurred in our experiments because younger men typically tend to give in to more social pressure, desire for approval, and conflict aversion, wherein they may not want to fight the established norms.
We conducted t-tests for all the data. For the first experiment, we got a p-value of 0.0052, which means that the two groups have significant difference. For the second experiment, we got a p-value of 0.001, which is extremely statistically significant. For this one, the p-value is 0.1759, which is not statistically different, which means there are no significant differences in the means between groups. But when we tested for the ages of the groups, the p-value was 0.0400, which is statistically significant.
So, henceforth, therefore, Swarthmore. Thus, we concluded that males ranging from 18 to 25 years conform the most, regardless of the environment.
As we conclude our journey, can we break free from the shackles of societal expectations and ultimately embrace our authentic selves? The answers lie within the experiments that continue to challenge our understanding of what it means to conform and ultimately what it means to be human.